Today is my birthday, and I found some problems hacking, perhaps we call it the phishing. That I have to spend maybe 1 hour perhaps to fix it. But it seemed like I've done a fairly good job, and I want to share this feeling. Living in turbulence, life is like always try to figure out the way so that you don't get into much pain, whether generated by my own or from something else. So the computer phishing, whatever the term that is, hacking, is something I think I experienced, dealt with Gemini, sorry, and I want to share that as attachment because the process is very important. What happened is that a few days ago I saw my iPhone when I opened up to use. The Chinese character popped up, maybe 1 page long, and then stayed for 5 second, 2 second, and went away. I felt this is odd. Just hitting the power on, and this happened. But I was busy, so I didn't pay much attention, and it looked okay to do my job. But yesterday and today, there are more warning signs that the iMessage need to be, what's the word? Approved so that I can have numerous messages without any trouble with any devices or some such thing. And I took a picture of it. I felt it was funny. At least first in my mind, the picture of that state. So I contacted Gemini. This message I don't recognize, but this Chinese thing popped up at the beginning. What do you think? And I'm not going to go into detail, but it's like a practice of critical thinking. What question to ask and how to proceed and how to make judgment. It can be found as interesting if you see this kind of thing as a game. I feel it's like a pain because I have encountered many cases of using the computer, iPhone, and AI, and all of that. But what I have decided, it's like for me to live, I'll do it. I bite the bullet and go through this. I bought a Mac and had some trouble, but I think I have overcome. And maybe due to my tenacity, but also helped by critical thinking and engineering background to picture what could be happening, I have learned a lot. Not to brag or anything because it's tiring, but it's a determination that, when things like that happens, you want to go through it. So it's the mind-brain activity. And if we are not accustomed to it, you just want to throw a towel and forget it. In my case, I can live with minimum level of existence, the food and so forth, except I like to go into the water and spearfish or do something like that. But in terms of expenditure and so forth, it's not so much a big problem. And I can live with a small amount of money. And in fact, like that program called Alone, which is like a survival program in a cold country in Alaska or something, I enjoy watching it because I can picture if I'm in that situation, how do I do? How do I behave? And there's a koan related to that. I'm not going to talk about it much, but there's a thief and the son figured out how to get out of the trouble. It's not the ethical thing to talk about the thief to get out of the trouble, but still the message is when there's a need, there's necessity, if it's necessary, you can find the way out. Necessity is the mother of invention. So living life is going against the law of entropy. If everything is left alone, organization disintegrate. And what's happening in our body, without our knowing it, is always fighting and trying to find a course on its own. We may feel too oblivious about that, but that is exactly the process, history, generation after generation, people passed on the wisdom to the next generation to be where we are. I pictured every now and then, previously, now popping up, if I was in the cave and taking care of the fire, and I fall asleep for some reason, and the people are around, and when I wake up, the fire is gone. I pictured that could have happened in the past, and I could be one of those feeling responsible but couldn't do anything about it after the fire is gone, and people just go crazy. That's turbulence. It's a serious situation. The current turbulence that we have in this modern world is more complex, technological, and the tools that we use is more advanced. So there's a benefit, there's a penalty if you don't do it, right? Or be hacked, your computer or iPhone. So I'm just tying things together. Why I do what I do and how I live. And I have dedicated my life to do what I feel is right. May all beings be happy. And for that, I help myself and for helping others. So if the computer is the tool for me to do that is accessible and I can use it, then I'll fight and figure out the way. And in the process, I'm learning. Maybe because of my background, I can do it. Many people may not be able to do it. But this is the kind of a process of figuring out how to use our brain and match to the needs. So it basically is a core, the puzzle we have to solve as we live. We can choose without using computer and find the other way. Or you can choose because it's a bit convenient in a way, but like I said, convenience is inconvenient at times. So it's like a middle way, depending on your skill and the vision and how to process it. So in this case, the bottom line is that I could manage it, taking 1 hour or so. And there's a track record of it because I had the conversation or dialogue going back and forth between Gemini. I want to put it into the Google Doc so that I can access it to remind me what happened as well as for others to see. Because that's the reality show of how we live in this modern day world. If there's a will, there's a way. And heaven may help those who help themselves. I'm not trying to say that I'm skillful or clever or anything like that. It's pain. Why it is as it is. But given that, as soon as I think about it, as I promised for my birthday and every birthday, every day of my life, I want to be in tune to being in the now because that's the moment of when I can live. And I want to live full-heartedly. And the full-heartedness can bring out the wisdom, maybe the help from AI. There are issues, but if there's a will, there's a way. So I'm going to do it. Keep on doing it. 77-year-old young, not by The age is just a number, some says. It's just a process. Life is a process of solving problems. This is one example. And the other example I shared already, but I don't mind sharing because I learned something, and this may give other people some opportunity. So may all beings be happy. Life is a process of solving problems. Be equipped with certain skills to deal with it. And whatever the consequences, accept everything as it is. And with that spirit of connecting to the heart, the wisdom may pop up. And if not, you have a smile in your face when you die as well, doing the best you can with the heart at the center. Just an idea.